Hey, what's happening guys? Mike Moo here. This video I'm going to share with you my latest wearable camera. It's going to be part of my everyday carry for the next few weeks where I take it on a trip over to Las Vegas, San Francisco Bay Area, to Portland, to Washington, back down to the Bay Area, and we'll share with you what results that I get with it. All right, here it is. It is called the FrontRow. Now, if you see it, it's right around my neck right now. I don't know if you can tell. I'm wearing a black shirt, of course, so it doesn't stand out as much. It comes in two different colors, and it comes with this nice little necklace and also a little clip that we'll get into a little bit later. All right, let's take a look at some of the technical specs. This is actually the box. I didn't feel the need to record any unboxing because some other nice people have already produced some really good videos with the unboxing. Now I will go over some of the features here, and one of them, of course, is, hold on, let me go ahead and take this off here. Here it is in the flesh. It actually looks really nice. The design and quality is built really well. It's made by a company that is behind Ubiquiti Networks. It's probably one and the same company, and they're pretty well known for some high quality networking devices that us IT geeks like to utilize and to use in mesh networks across corporate and business environments, basically across the country. At least that's what I'm familiar with. So it comes as a bit of a surprise that they came into the wearables market, but this entry is pretty cool. Keep in mind though that the price of this is $399 US. It is available now. You can check out my links down below if you're interested. All right, so this is the backside camera, and this actually has 8 megapixels. It has a 140 degree wide angle view that you can go ahead and set it down to something a little bit more standard if you like, and that's software controllable. On the specs online, it says that this could record 2.7K in video, but I actually found out that they released a beta firmware that allows you to record in 4K. So I've been doing 4K mostly on this unit. So that's the back of the device that points outwards when you're wearing it. The part that points towards you is actually this little screen here. Now I set it at minimum brightness, and mostly because I wanted to maximize the amount of battery level that I get out of this. So I haven't quite completely figured out how to navigate throughout this whole system yet, so you can see me kind of fumbling around, nor does the instruction manual on the that comes with the unit or online, nor is it very up to date. So that's because they are, I mean, this is a version 1.0 product, so you're going to expect some little different issues going on with the configuration of the FrontRow. And so as you can see, I'm just kind of fumbling through here trying to figure out how it is that I get it to show or brighten up the screen. They claim that it has about 10 hours worth of battery life, but in my use outside, after about 2 hours of walking around, I was like less than 50%. And it could be that because I was trying to use the 4K, or I'm recording in maximum quality, and that's what was causing the battery life to drop down so quick. So that part is a little bit disappointing. I wouldn't expect 10 hours right off the bat out of the unit when you're using it. It's got a story mode, and that's something that I want to try to show here, but I can't really quite get this to be bright enough to show you outdoors. The camera, before you think about the rest of this, the camera quality is not going to be as good as your phone. That's given. So I have an iPhone 6s Plus right now, and it definitely does not match the quality of that, but it is still surprisingly really good. Yeah, I can't figure out where the heck this is. It's got the firmware, all the information, interface. Oh, here it is. Brightness. The reason why I couldn't find it was because it was too dark for me to see. Okay, so right now I'm connected to my home Wi-Fi because I'm over at a house. There's a little volume knob setting here It shows how much of the space that I've used, and it's 13% from a romp out doing some errands today. Here's some settings for you to connect to the Wi-Fi. You can connect directly with your phone or to your home Wi-Fi. You can set up a number of different video resolutions. So you can see right here, I have in 4K beta, 2.7K is an option, 1080p, Full HD, 720p, and 480p. Of course, I've only been testing this in beta mode. That might be what is accounting for my poor battery life. There is no exact back button, but there is a home button down here below that takes you back to the home screen where you can just go through all these different settings again. You register with your account. There's built-in storage of 32 gigabytes, of which available 21.6, of which 21.68 appears to be available. Well, that's because I have already taken some stories from today and also videos from today and a few photos. So I can manage the storage by going through each of these and deleting, saving, and downloading to my phone, etc., or sharing as well. And you can view it by the different categories that they have. So there's a video function there. You know, I really wish there was a back button. Maybe there's a new swipe that I need to be made aware of, but it's not in the manual, so you can just kind of have to fumble through this on your own until you kind of figure it out. And it's not as intuitive as you would think, as you know, as I was looking around trying to find all these different settings. System, we were back at the system, date, time. You have an auto lock function. You have a standard Android type screen lock function. The alerts, you can choose either vibration or sound or both. Let's see. And then developer options. That is one that I haven't played around with because I'm not a developer, but allows you to go ahead and probably help figure out what might be going on with your unit if you contact customer support. So keep in mind, this was just released. I think that the company is inundated with a bunch of questions about the unit. So if you try to contact technical support, you go online to the forums, there could be a little bit of a delay in responding. All right, so the main function here is, let's see, I have the story mode, and this is basically takes a photo every few seconds and kind of does a little bit of an algorithm to kind of figure out roughly when would be an appropriate time to take a picture to decide on you know, any activity that's going on. Plus, it also wait a few seconds, wait a little bit to see if you stop moving a bit. That way it helps to minimize the number of blurry pictures that you have. I found this to be a little bit similar to the idea behind the autographer, but probably not as well integrated because this doesn't have GPS, the autographer does. This is the camera feature. Pressing that red button in the middle over there starts recording. Pressing this button takes a picture. So that just took a picture. You'll notice that when I have the sound, and I wish that you can do some settings in there, and maybe after the firmware updates, it'll probably update it with that setting where you can adjust the shutter volume separately from the rest of the alert volume. Right now it's linked together. So if I am taking a picture somewhere and I have this around my neck, I press the button, you know, that's just going to alert and everybody's going to turn around and see what the heck just happened. That part I found a little bit annoying. Recording time at 4K, it looks like I have about an hour left. We won't go into that. And then this next part right here lets you take a look at the stuff that you just took a picture of. Okay, and then you can also turn the microphone on or off. So if you don't want to record any audio from your video, you can do that directly here on the console. And this is just flipping it back up so you can kind of see using the 5 megapixel sensor, camera sensor right over there. Same functions and features there. Now to get back to it, oh, it looks like you just swipe to get back there. Maybe that is the back button, I'm not sure. Then there's a quick setting here to go and view your galleries. And then if you swipe to the right, that brings up the camera. Another cool feature though is you can go live with it. Facebook Live, Periscope Live, YouTube Live. I haven't actually tried these features yet, but I plan on doing that later on in this trip. Also with the latest firmware update that just got released, I think a couple of days ago, they added a Google Translator, which is kind of cool. I can translate English to Chinese right away. or actually any number of the languages that are available through the Google Translator. Same thing as an Android device. And then there's the stopwatch feature. This does remind me a bit of a stopwatch. However, by pressing this button up here, which is the main action button to start recording stuff or taking pictures, it doesn't actually start. It doesn't, you can get it mixed up pretty easily if for whatever reason you tap that by mistake. It doesn't then control the stopwatch is what I'm saying. So by default, it takes a picture after a couple of seconds after you press that button. All right, so there's some interface improvements that I would definitely like to see on here so far. And then of course the story mode that allows you to go ahead and configure how much you're going to be using, if I could figure that out. And it's not immediately available and visible there, but it is on the FrontRow interfacing application in which you connect directly to the FrontRow, either via Bluetooth or direct Wi-Fi connection. But to configure that, you can just go to settings and go to story. You can't do it while you're actually in a story mode while you're operating this, as far as I know. Well, let's see. Why is this not, let's go story. There we go. So the story mode allows you to change how frequently it's taking pictures of. I'll let you know roughly how many hours of the story mode you could be using. So all the way from up to 19.6 up to 7 hours if you're doing fast. And this allows you to turn on or off the clock that is actually the logo, kind of a logo clock of the FrontRow app, whether or not that shows up in your video or not. And currently there's two options. There's 1080p video story mode or a 2.7K. So what happens, it'll take a bunch of those pictures and stitch them together into a nice little video story. I think that's about it so far. I haven't got a whole lot of use out of this yet. I only just recently got it through the link. You can get it yourself through a link in Amazon to try it out. You can let me know what you think. So far, I'm a little bit disappointed with the interface and the manual explaining how to utilize this camera, this FrontRow camera system. While out and about, I actually had maybe about, I think I only had one person actually come up to me and ask me what this was. And I was wearing exactly what you see here. And it's usually a guy that notices when you're wearing something like this. The woman that I talked to, they really didn't care, didn't have any clue, but maybe because I was wearing all black like this. If you take a look at some of the pictures on FrontRow, they show some people wearing it kind of bling like that one rapper, Flavor Flav. I personally think it's okay. I would like this to be a little bit smaller, but I realize that there's a lot of technology going on in here, plus that it's also doing 4K recording. And, oh, one other really nice thing about this is that how shall I say this? It charges really quick. And the way that it tells you about how much is this charging goes all the way down to 0.00, like 1/1000th of accuracy. So you're not just getting just percentages, you're getting like for instance, if I'm looking at how much charge I have left on here. Let's see if I can show here on the screen here. When this is plugged in, this little screen up here that says 66% when it's plugged in and charging. Let me see if I can go ahead and do that here since I have the battery pack here. The cable they give you is actually pretty nice as well. This will change between USB-C on both sides to the USB-C down on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this into my charger and see if I can show you the resolution at which it is letting you know that it is charging at, which is pretty cool. All right, so look at that, 66.03941. It's just showing you that it is charging a pretty darn quick pace there. I guess it's a little bit difficult for you to see here. Maybe you can see it right there. So it appears to charge pretty fast. It discharges pretty fast when you're recording in 4K, but it also charges pretty fast when you need to. All right, so that's pretty cool. There are 3 different mounting systems that are included with this. The one I was wearing is the necklace one, and the interface is just these 2 little clips right here that kind of latch on to this, and the quick release mechanism is simply pressing this right there. So it clips on fairly easily, like so. And this is the is one of them. This is actually magnetic, so I can actually stick it onto the side of a refrigerator door, and it would actually hang and hold it by itself, so that you can go ahead and live stream, I guess, from the kitchen if you like. I haven't used this one that much yet. I've basically only been using the necklace thing. Even though this feels fairly solid, I see that there, if you look at it, there's a little bit of play and movement there, and you can kind of see the gap there, which is unfortunate. I was hoping that this would, I don't know, I was expecting something with a fit and finish of maybe an Apple product, and I keep comparing with Apple, but you know, that's what we know, and at $400 I was kind of expecting that to be the case. But there's some play there. Look at that. There's a little bit of play there, and you can see that here at the top. And this is true of the different mounts. So this is the second mount that they give with. Another one that they provide is actually in this nice little box over here. So there's a little quick start guide there, and the other one is actually over here in the box. Let's see, well, I put it away in a box, I'll put it that way. So the lanyard is around my neck, and this guy allows you to use your own chain. So you just loop your chain through there, and this just clips up there on the top. That's actually what it comes with attached to the unit. And this is the lanyard. It's actually nice, it feels like cotton, and this attaches pretty nicely. It's a nice little quick release. And this allows you to adjust the strap higher or lower. So one common complaint that I see a lot of people say already is that depending on the way your chest or the shape of your body is, this mount actually causes the camera to actually point more upwards towards the sky. So if you're in story mode, you'll be taking a lot of pictures of the sky. Unfortunately, the only way around that is to lower this right up to the part that maybe is more perpendicular with your belly and the ground. I don't know how they're going to fix this with what they have here. They'd have to come up with a whole new mounting mechanism that sticks outward a little bit to compensate for that. Like if you have any chesty females, even guys actually, really, it'll tend to face more upwards towards the sky. I don't know if that's something that they can fix in the software or not. I suppose you can to a certain degree, since this is such a wide angle camera. Okay, so I shall have a lot more examples of this when I actually go out and use it. These are just my first impressions. I hope this was useful for you. You know, if you're thinking about getting something like this, personally for $400, I would probably hold off on this just a bit until they figure out all the little bugs and fix the interface problems. And, you know, definitely get it from a place like Amazon, where they have a nice, fairly liberal return policy that you can return within 30 days if you find out that it doesn't work out for you, or if you're not really happy with the quality of the product. Right, that's it for this first look review. I hope this was useful to you. I'm sorry it's a little bit long. I tend to go into a little bit more details because you know, there are already some fairly good videos about the unit, and I just want to stress the areas that I personally see and would have wanted to know, since I tend to be a little bit more detail oriented about looking into these type of products, having owned one of the wearable cameras for a number of years already, known as the Autographer, which I also bought for a pretty penny. All right, please like and subscribe and share, and give it a thumbs up if you like it. If you don't like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs down, but please at least let me know in the comments down below why you didn't like it. And I know this is a really long video, so you know, if that's the case, this is what's great about YouTube. You can jump back and forth in the video and decide what you want to watch, or if you care to watch or not. All right, I will catch you in the next video. If you're interested in getting this or any other wearable devices that I'll have linked down below, please use those links. That helps to subscribe my work and my channel. And I will catch you in the next video.